is NDTV and you are watching NDTV Prime.
You've tuned into India's most watched real estate guide, The Property Show. What do? We curate, call out and shortlist best buys in your budget so you don't take a wrong bet with your hard-earned savings. Starting this week, we have a new knowledge partner, Lysis for us, and we've got Pankaj Kapoor, MD of the company, joining us. Pankaj, welcome to The Property Show. I hope you're as excited as we are. This show gives you the pulse of what people are really buying on the ground.
Absolutely, and there's no other time than this time when enough inventory available and lot of end user who have been waiting for a very long time, looking forward for purchasing property. So I'm really excited about it.
Okay, so we will of course tell you what our new knowledge partners are bringing to the table. Take a look at their research capabilities and also the number of projects that they track.
The Property Show, India's pioneering real estate.
I'm independent.
I'm not really having any strings attached. I'm not selling any developer's project, so I can be unbiased.
Methods to chart prices and trends. Now Lysis Forest is bringing this expertise to the property show on NDTV as we continue our mission to provide you with real estate news and views that you can trust.
All right, that's all about our new knowledge partners, Lysis for us. I'm going to go back to Pankaj Kapoor a little while later and understand what Lysis for us really means. But before that, let's tell you what's on this West edition of the Property Show. Where can you buy a house in 2 crores if you've got that money and looking at some prime property markets of Mumbai? Best 2 BHK homes under 1 crore in Navi Mumbai. As Mumbai grapples with housing shortage, rental housing can be of great help, but developers don't want to get into it. Why is that? Best budget buys in Vadodara for just 25 lakh rupees. Also top 4 affordable property markets of Pune, and here we'll capture a range of prices 25 to 55 lakh rupees. Why is it important to not take possession of a house or an apartment or a flat, anything, without an occupation certificate? It's actually critical. We will bring you that and much more in our legal segment today. Finally on this show, a spotlight on 5 architectural marvels in Mumbai that you shouldn't miss. Start figuring out which these are and maybe you can tally your count with ours. We've got our first caller on the show, Mrs. Leena Pillai. Mrs. Pillai, thank you very much for giving us an opportunity to help you. Tell us, what is your budget and where do you want to buy?
Yeah, I'm presently residing in Tilak Nagar, Chembur. I would like to go in for a bigger house of 3 BHK. That too in the same locality with the road facing flat and the parking.
Fair enough. So that was really a terrible line. I don't know whether it's raining in Mumbai, Pankaj, but clearly that wasn't a very exciting phone line. We got the question in the email she'd written in. She was quite clear on the phone line as well. Tilak Nagar is where she's currently staying. Budget is 2 crores and she would like to upgrade in the same location. Selling off her older flat, which is 12 years old. Expected money is 1.5 crores. And of course, you know, buffering that with fresh savings and loans. What do you think?
Yeah, if you look at the Tilak Nagar, which this is one location which has gone in for big way into the redevelopment. I remember 4 or 5 years back, there were close to 100 odd projects, building which went in for redevelopment. Although in the current market point of view, if you see that there are ongoing eight projects, supply has reduced to 555 units because the number of projects got delivered and not much of the supply available in the market. Besides that, there are 3 projects which we feel that they can consider. One is by Rashtriya Developer Clover project, name is there. It's also in the Tilak Nagar, and it's in the range of 13,000 rupees per square feet, and it is 58 units, and the 3 BHKs ranging 1214 to 1468 square feet, and the possession is expected to be in 2017. There's another project by name called Alta Vista by Shabri Group. This also is again at 13,000 rupees rates, but here the possession is expected to be much later, a year later, and the construction stage is also quite a nascent stage of the construction. So I would say that the first project is still scoring higher. And then the third project is like Alina, 46 Alina, which is by Srinath Ji group, and it's slightly costlier at 14,300 rupees, and 3 BHK's size is around 1309 square feet, and it's a super built up area. So if you look at considering the carpet area, today's ongoing loading is around 60-65% in Mumbai.
All right, so 3 shortlisted projects, Pankaj. I'm just curious to understand that, as I can see from 100 projects, you now have a supply of available units of only 240, which for a market like Chembur isn't too much. Yet it's going to take 5 years for these to sell because inventory overhang figures are looking still very high. Why is that? Is it because the price tag is too high?
Yeah, price tag is too high, and that's where the sales have reduced. So if you look at 3 years or 4 years back, the Tilak Nagar was trailing at a rate of 4,300 rupees. Today it is 9,500 rupees, and some of this property available which is close to 13,000 rupees. So so prices went up, and so as the sales have dropped, and that's why the inventory overhang is still higher in this market.
Okay, fair enough. So, but Mumbai has this, we can discuss it at any point of the show, but stickiness of prices in Mumbai is quite unbelievable. Despite the fact that the projects are moving slowly, developers are unable to reduce prices because there is simply no land available in these parts of Mumbai. And if a developer's acquired land expensive, it's very hard for him to bring down prices. So 3 projects, 3 BHK, 2 crores. Mumbai, Chembur, to be very specific, Clover, Alta Vista, 46 Salina. We should have actually top projects in Chembur on that graphics. Vikas Namdeo on the phone line. Vikas, hi. Go ahead. How can we help you?
Yes. Actually, I have the budget for the 1.2 crore, and I'm looking the property either New Mumbai or Mumbai suburb area. What will be the right place to invest? Because
and you're working in Nairobi, Kenya?
New Mumbai.
You're
correct.
Okay, wonderful city. In fact, Kenya has some of the most amazing national parks. I would love to come back to that country for a visit. Okay, investment, I'm hoping it's long term because none of these markets are doing phenomenally well to actually, just park your money and expect returns in the next 1 or 2 years. Kharghar, though, seems to fit his budget. It's also one of the best in Navi Mumbai. Would you recommend that he sticks to that market, Pankaj?
Yeah, it is, and there's a good future plan. So if you look at this, was well planned city by the Sitcos, the way they have planned the Central Park and the surrounding areas, and they are augmenting the beauty. I think there are some kind of amusement park which is also trying to build surrounding that. So this is very good market and very good locations in the sense. Like Kharghar, once upon a time I just loved it, though the prices have really gone up, and it's more or less in the range of 7,000 or 8,000 rupees per square feet. But overall there are close to 83 odd projects. Total supply is 7,800 units. My available unit is still in the range of 3,000, and months inventories again here is 56 months, and that's kind of a case most of the market. But despite that, we have annualized return of close to 5.5% since 2013. It's cumulatively 17% improvement in terms of prices which has happened. And in regards to 2 BHKs, there are 3 projects which thought they can consider, and there's one project by Tharwani Rosa Bella by Tharwani Construction which is ready to move in. It's in the range of 8,000 rupees per square feet, 8,118 rupees per square to be specific, and unit size is close to 1817. There is a project by the Paradise Group, but it's under construction where possession is expected to be in 2019. It's also in the range of 8,100 rupees, and the unit size is 1260 to 1240 square feet. And there's a third project by name called Height Park by Nisarg Nirman developer, and it's slightly costlier, 8,500 rupees per square feet is the range, and the unit size is ranging from 1,000 to 1,300 rupees per square feet. This one is also ready to move in. So there are two projects which are ready to move in, they can consider, or if he is looking at under construction, which frankly speaking I would say that unless he does the complete inspections, he should not consider, but ready to move in projects certainly he can consider for it.
Well, Vikas, so License Forest Data has 3 very interesting projects for you, 2 fully completed, ready to move in. And seriously, if you're living in Nairobi and looking at this as an investment, I would agree with Pankaj that you stick with a ready to move in home. Don't take any execution risk. Even if a project or a developer saying it'll be ready in 6 months, you will not be able to monitor. Come do a deal of fully ready to move in with an occupation certificate, and we will of course on the show later tell you in our legal segment on why it's critical to get that occupation certificate before you actually take possession of a house. All right, let's take this next question. Priyanka Chaudhary on the phone line with us. Priyanka, welcome to the show. Go ahead with your question.
Hi ma'am. So I'm actually looking for a 2 BHK flat which is either ready to move or possession by 2017. And the location that I would prefer is Ulwe in Navi Mumbai. So could you suggest any property which is ready to move or possession by 2017?
Okay.
And my budget is around 80 lakhs.
All right, okay. You've already specified Ulwe. So, Pankaj, I've always been, in fact, Ulwe doesn't have a great reputation. There was a long time ago that we did a story, I would say at least it's been 8 or 9 months, where it pretty much looked like a ghost town to us. Have things revived in Ulwe micro market? And is it a good one to go with?
Only few areas where the bit of a habitation which has come in, but it is quite a small section. And there's enough projects. So if you look at the critical mass has yet to arrive in that region. It's a future location. So if the Trans Harbour comes in, the location which will have a highest benefit, which will be Ulwe, because it's most closer and connected in that sense. But from current point of view, frankly speaking, it's still disjoint. Not much of the connectivity is its one corner. But especially once the Trans Harbour comes in, the things are slated to change, and that's why the project, the location were really brought up, because
right.
it's so close to the Trans Harbour link. So and in regards to her queries, there are 3 projects we thought about. One was a Platinum Group, which is ready to move in projects and the project's name is Platinum Palacios 1, and this is at a rate of close to 8,000 rupees per square feet, 156 units, and unit size is close to 1,100 square feet. So that's available with the developer. And there's one more project by the name called Satyam Majestic by the Satyam developer. Here the possession is expected to be in December 16. And this is also a small project. So Ulwe per se, you would find lot of smaller developer, smaller size of project, 7 unit, 8 unit projects. So several such projects which are available. There is one more project by the Lakhani developer, which is Lakhani Prestige. It's available at 6,700 rupees because here the possession is expected to be 2017.
Okay, fair enough.
And this is also
All right. So you're saying that Ulwe is a market where you won't have large townships, still haven't come, but the Trans Harbour link could actually change the fortune. Well, you have a chief minister who's hell-bent on completing those big 5 projects, and Trans Harbour link seems to be one of his priorities. So hopefully Ulwe market, which to be fair hasn't done badly at all on price appreciation, 7% annualized returns are pretty good for that market, has done well, and 3 projects for you to pick from. Avdesh writes in, this is the next question, and he says, I have a budget of 25 lakh rupees. My location preference is Kalali, Vasna, Bhaili Road and Atladra. So Vadodara is the big, large micro market that we are speaking about. What do you think? Vadodara, 25 lakhs, I'm assuming is still the outskirts industrial belt, isn't it?
Yeah, it is but having said that, for Vadodara, you don't call anything which is too outskirts because it's very
It's a small
efficient
city.
It's very a small city. Circulation is
Right.
very well. For most of the locations are connected within 10 minutes, 20 minutes travel time. So I do not say that it is too outskirts. It's still easy to commute to those locations. So there are close to 208 projects in the western Vadodara sections where these locations are available. So, and total supply is close to 6,600 units, and available units are still 5,062. Inventory overhang is really low because this is one of the tier 2 cities which has been performing very good overall sense. And the weighted average price is close to 2,683 rupees, which is standing. There's a bit of a 4.3% if I consider the annualized rate of returns in terms of prices. Base price is 2,074 rupees. In regards to the projects, we have 3 projects. One is Yagnaputra Vihar by Yogi Group. This is Alta Dhara, and this is available at 2,500 rupees per square feet. Total unit is around 32, and 2 BHK is available in 970 square feet, and possession is 2016. There is another project by the Kailash Infratech. Project name is Kailash Shikhar, and this again is Alta Dhara location. Price is 2,100 rupees per square feet. It's ready to move in, and this 2 BHK is around 1152 square feet. And there's one more project by Ace Octave by Ace Construction. It's in Kalali, and its price is 1989, and total number of units 122, and this is 1,066 square feet of a flat. That's again is a ready to move in project.
There's one more project on that list, which is Sairang Heights by Sairang Estates.
Yeah, that is again, it's in Alta Dhara, that is 2,600 rupees per square feet, and this is a bigger size project, 396 units and 1,015 square feet of a flat, but here the possession is 2017.
Very interesting. This data is so interesting, and you really need to interpret it, Pankaj, because here you have a market like Vadodara, which has an inventory overhang of just 15 months, right? And then you have market like Chembur, which has an inventory overhang of almost 5 years or over 60 months. But good to know that this is one of the tier 2 markets which is doing very well. And we actually have 4 recommendations from Lysers. If you've got a budget of 25 lakhs, there's Yagna Purush Vihar, there's Kailash Shikhar, there's Ace Octave and Sairang Heights that you can choose from. Sanjay Bhave on the phone line with us. Sanjay, hi. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, I wanted to take a flat in Kalyan East. So I wanted to know any projects are there and what could be the rate. My budget is around about 40 lakhs.
All right, Kalyan East, Pune is where you want to buy, but the data came back from your research team, Pankaj, and they're recommending don't go for Kalyan, go for higher growth markets like Wagholi. Is that the line that we're taking?
Yeah, the reason being is that Pune is much more progressive in regards to the IT absorptions. If you look at Kalyan is a suburban for MMR, but developed mostly on the secondary market, secondary industry. So overall sense, though it is connected, it is well developed, it is very big KDMCs and all those things, but the way the prices and the supply is there, from the futuristic price as a appreciation point of view, I see that for his budget of 40 lakhs rupees, he should consider some areas like Wagholi and Moshi in Pune. And there are 3 projects, which is GK Palacio by GK Developer. It's in Moshi. It's available at 4,300 rupees per square feet. And there are 468 units, 893, 989 and 10 1-2 square feet of area. It's also ready to move in projects. Then there's a Kolte Patil Developers Projects IV Estate. It's in Wagholi. It is 4,200 rupees per square feet. Total units 2,774, and it's a 1,200 to 1,200 square feet of flats available, and its possession is May 2017. And there's one more project by Anshul Realties Private Limited, Anshul Kanwas, and this is again in Wagholi, and the price is 4,000 rupees per square feet, and this is around 864 units, and the unit size is 983, and it's also ready to move in projects.
All right, so Sanjay, very clear. In your budget, Pankaj feels that you're better off moving to Pune with the high growth corridor areas like Wagholi rather than staying with Kalyan. That's a suburb of Mumbai. So 3 projects in 2 BHK in those 2 markets, which is Wagholi and Moshi, GK Palacio, IV Estates and Anshul Canvas. Like most of India, is grappling with a housing shortage, specifically so in Mumbai. Yet rental housing, a vertical which could massively boost affordable housing stock in the country, has simply not taken off. Now we are asking this question, what's really going on? Why are developers shying away from this segment? And what will it take for both the government and the developers to look at rental housing as a viable opportunity? Nikhil Narayan Sivdas has this story.
The Indian government has an ambitious mission: build 2 crore homes by 2022 to achieve its goal of housing for all. But with house prices skyrocketing, that goal may be impossible to achieve unless the government encourages rental housing.
The capital which is required to fund this ambitious project, this can also get resolved if there is a monthly flow of incomes coming into developer.
Globally, in the US and Dubai, rental housing is an integral part of any developer's portfolio, but not so in India, where rental yields only range from 2 to 4%. This, coupled with the high cost of land and infrastructure, makes it financially unfeasible for developers to get into this segment. The key to this is to implement a national rental housing policy which will focus on creating rental housing stock. This can help in a number of ways, including helping people to save money to buy a home in the future while giving them a roof over their heads, making it more cost-effective for the government to focus on encouraging rental housing rather than building 2 crore homes, removing restrictive rent control laws, thus enabling house owners to give their second homes on rent rather than keeping it locked up. And then it will also allow government agencies to focus on building affordable rental housing schemes which are always in demand. And finally, this will set an example for private developers to enter the rental housing segment as well, accessing liquidity through monthly rental payments.
There is an option of get it REIT and raise the fund for developing other projects of rental housing as well, which will also improve the financial liquidity issues of the developer.
At the moment, the government is considering the outlines of a national rental housing policy for just this. One can only hope that it gets implemented soon if the government is truly serious about its plan for housing for all. From Mumbai, Nikhil Narayan Sivdas, NDTV.
On the other side, we'll take you to a legal segment. Of course, why is it so important for you to insist that the developer gives you an occupancy certificate before you actually take possession of your flat? Stay with us.